In 2016, Slime Ranch released a revolutionary game for the farming simulators. Across its vast, unique collection of slimes, each with different abilities and powers, you could harvest them for plots. This was a mechanic never seen before in a game. At least it would be, until its sequel came out. The 22nd of September 2022, Slime Rancher 2 released into early access. And it wouldn't be 3 years later until it fully released. And what does Slime Rancher 2 offer you that Slime Rancher 1 doesn't? Well, it precisely adds all of this stuff, which may look like a lot, but it's actually not. So here there are 19 returning slimes from the first game. So let's say, this was a Pokemon game, like Slime Rancher 1 was Gen 1 and Slime Rancher 2 was Gen 2. Imagine if Slime Rancher 2 had 2/3 of its slimes be returning. That's not what Pokemon does. I think Slime Rancher should take an approach to Pokemon. All of this stuff you see here, it's useless. It's just decorations. You can't even place in the slime corals itself on the outside. So to show you what I mean, let's scroll through all the updates that Slime Rancher 2 has done and see how much effort they have put in. So the game released on September 23rd. It wasn't until November where it got its first patch notes. Now, it might just be me, but I think that when the game releases, there would be a lot of bugs, so it would be quite high urgency to release a bug fix, not 1 month after it released. Then we get this blog post, which says that it's going to be releasing an update, basically. And in February, which is 6 months after the game release, we get our first update for the game. I actually think this is one of the only good updates the game got. It adds a new slime, a new biome, new resources, new gadgets. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely worth the 6 months wait. But then, the unimaginable happens. In August of that same year, that's something like 7 months later, with no communication since April for a bug fix, which changed one thing, they reveal they'll be adding a weather system. And 3 months after that, they release that update. Guess what it adds? 9 weather types, and 2 slimes from the original game. So they couldn't even come up with unique slimes. I mean, Dervish slimes are cool, they're in the first game. So that is what they have done after a whole year of work, basically. Yep, from February to November. That's basically a whole year if you cut off January and December. That's 10 months. Then they kick off 2024 with this blog post. And thankfully, we get another good update 3 months after the weather update, which adds gadgets. Unfortunately, you can't put them inside the corals themselves, so it's kind of wasted, but okay. And something 4 months after the gadgets update, we get Pronto Mart, which basically adds a shop system and nothing else. Then on December 13th, I actually remember waiting for this update to release, by the way, we get the Labyrinth update, which adds 3 new slimes, a new area. It's on the same scale as the first update the game got, which is great. And then guess what? In September of 2025, after everyone has forgotten about this game, 10 months after the last update, they release the game. Just finishing off the Labyrinth, adding drones and a new slime. So this game is what they've been working on for 3 years. I mean, they're still updating it, but we're still waiting for 1.2 to release. They released this in December. It's kind of small. Yeah, my problem with this game is how slow it took for updates to come out. When, I understand they care about the developers' health, but giving them unlimited paid time off is just, look at this. Join the team, no crunch, unlimited paid time off. I don't know what this means. 100% paid medical/dental coverage, remote work options, fun and innovative culture, generous reimbursements. Welp, if you want to join the team, then you can just cash in your unlimited paid time off and do nothing. I think this is the reason why development for the game was so slow, and it could have been way faster. Well, it took them 3 years, and was the game that they produced worth it? We're about to see. So here we are, the main menu of the game. If we press a key to begin, we get met with an awfully long loading screen before we get taken to this menu. I already have a save file in this game, so let's create a new one. I'm gonna choose a save file of the Boom Slime because that's how I feel about this game. I'll disable the tutorials. I mean, that doesn't disable the introduction though. Anyway, now if we start the game. So basically, the main character is chilling on the old Slime Rancher 1 island. Basically, they get told to leave it. Basically vetoing everything that happened in the first game. Now, this might be me hallucinating, but I'm pretty sure on the Far range, the first game's location, there were mountains, trees, and grasses. And instead of the ranch, I had the conservatory. I like the ranch better, to be honest. And basically, the game begins. Now we get forced into this strange world, where we can just run around and stuff. So there's pink slime here, we can suck it up and spin it into that coral. We can open up our Slimepedia and read about it if you want, I guess. So it's already very similar to Slime Rancher 1, with the gameplay of sucking up slimes and spitting them into the corals. And instead of the dry reef as the first location, we have the rainbow fields. Which one do I like better? Well, to be honest, I like almost all of the areas of Slime Rancher 2 better. The graphics are definitely improved, but what else can you say about this game? It's the same sucking up slimes and spitting them into corals. Like over here is where you get a map. It reveals half the map of the area, and I've played for less than like 2 minutes. Water lettuce, which is a cotton slime. So returning from the first game, you pop this guy by feeding your food, you go to the next area, and there are feral slimes which can damage you. But losing health doesn't even matter since it regenerates after a bit anyway. And look, it's already back to 100. And now there's a gameplay loop of feeding the slimes and combining them together to make Lagos. Like if we spit this plort into the cotton slime, then we can get pink cotton Lago like this. The cotton slime is a new slime, but apart from that, all the slimes on this island are from the first game. Now we'll just spit the rest of our food into here, and we can sell our plorts at the plort market. And that is the gameplay loop of the whole game. Sure, you can buy the upgrades here with plorts and money, and there's also a slime toy, and since I play on Steam I got the Fox one, which is the second best one. I think I forgot what the other ones were. And toys like lower the aggression of slimes or something, I don't know. There's a gadgets menu, and I don't have any gadgets yet. Well, it's basically Slime Rancher 1, but with a fresh coat of paint and some new slimes. Do you think it should have added something new? I definitely think so. For a game with fundamentally the same gameplay loop as Slime Rancher 1, Slime Rancher 2 does nothing to differentiate itself. Sure, you can collect resources across the island, or in Slime Rancher 1 you harvest them from underground. But that's hardly a difference to worth making a sequel over. I feel like this game could have been a DLC to Slime Rancher 1, and many reviews for the game seem to agree, with them stating it's missing some of the magic the original had. And despite being a newer game, it still has less players playing it. The speedrunning community for the original game is huge as well. Look at how much people are speedrunning this game, like this is page 1 of 6. And compare this to Slime Rancher 2. A pitiful 5 people have bothered to speedrun this game. And no one's even done the Slimepedia 100% speedrun, so if you want to get a world record for something, now is your chance. Something about Slime Rancher 1 felt very unique. All of its areas, capturing the unique feel. Slime Rancher 2 feels like something a corporate, like a large corporation would produce out, while Slime Rancher 1 felt like a passion project. And that's my main problem with Slime Rancher 2. So what do you think of Slime Rancher 2? Let me know down below in the comments. This might have been a very unpopular opinion, but I feel like I've backed it up with a lot of strong points. Anyway, feel free to like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.